On June 13th, a mere 6 weeks ago, Final Fantasy released to the public, but before we had the opportunity to recover, the next edge was already beginning. Slow teases built up anticipation for the return to in-universe magic, making players anxious for a new addition to the multiverse. Our love for the game was reloaded and ready to go again, but our edge had to wait. The release of a great story provided us with some juice for those of us pining for core magic and drained from universes beyond. The days went by, and through every spoiler we held on, waiting for the edge to arrive. It wasn't easy, but we all held on for the joy of a new release. This weekend, we finally made it to the ultimate edge. The Edge of Eternities has arrived in 3, 2, 1, and pre-release. Congratulations on your patience. Now you can Happy pre-release weekend, everyone. A very bad idea here again. Just looking to do another unboxing of another bundle and another collector booster for the newest Magic set, Edge of Eternities. Much more excited about this one than I was about Final Fantasy. I love Magic's story. I love whenever they go and expand their universe. I'm not as excited as other sets, but I will get into that in a little bit. For right now, let's get into the box. I do find it kind of funny that I ended up naming these videos, The Hype is Dead, Long Live the Hype. Especially this past weekend, given that 2 days before the set even released, we started getting more spoilers in general for the upcoming Spider-Man set over at San Diego Comic-Con. We ended up getting our first spoiler from the Avatar set that's not coming out until the last quarter of the year. It's getting kind of ridiculous in my mind. We're not allowed to enjoy the sets that we have, I feel like. Immediately once a set comes out, or in this case before the set even comes out, it's immediately into, we need to move on to the next thing that we are doing. We need to move on to the next set that's coming out. We can't relax with what we already have. We need to move on, we need to move on, we need to keep going. And that's upsetting, especially right now in the point where we are, where it seems like we're not allowed to stay in Magic's universe for too long. Only half the sets this year that came out were in-universe sets. Ether Drift was Ether Drift, nobody was really all that excited about it, and it didn't really sell all that well. But then when Tarkir came out, everybody was very excited about it. Everybody loved it. It was a great set, great reminders of the history of Magic, had a fantastic story to it as well. Finally gave us everything that we were wondering in terms of what Jace and Vraska were doing with loot. Gave us information about what happened with Ajani afterwards. It was a fantastic story, but immediately after we were done with that set, right after pre-release started, we started getting more and more spoilers for Final Fantasy, so they had to move on to the next thing, which, please, like Wizards, I know that you're doing very well with these universes beyond in particular, but we need to let us relax and enjoy these sets a little bit more. This set, with Edge of Eternities coming out, I wasn't originally all that excited about it. As much as I love sci-fi, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. I love being able to absorb as much as I can. I wasn't initially all that excited about it, but the more that I saw of the set coming out, the more I saw it feeling more like Magic. Definitely a lot more than Final Fantasy. And Final Fantasy, I think they did a great job with making it feel like it was something that could take place in the world of Magic. Ooh, we got a shock. A nice little breeding pool. It's actually the first shock land that I ever pulled from, well, not this one, but the first shock land I ever pulled from any sort of pack was a breeding pool in a gate crash pack years and years ago. It was a wonderful feeling the first time. Now I have so many shock lands at this point. But I mean, this is a world that they created entirely from scratch. Like, there was nothing about this plane shown at any point in the Pass of Magic story. So, I mean, it was interesting to be able to go here and have a wonderful story that was told to us, creating these brand new characters, not going too crazy, not introducing tons of new characters to everything. But it was so much fun. I really enjoyed the story with this. And I would love for us to be able to continue with that Magic story, because I think that their storytelling is so top-notch. It's something that I really love enjoying. I got into it way too late, but it's so great, and they do a wonderful job with it. But then we move on to a Universes Beyond set. Now we're going into Spider-Man, then we're going into Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I love both of those. I grew up watching the animated Spider-Man series. It was great. I loved Avatar. I got into it much later in life, but it's a fantastic story. But I love the stories that they're telling with this universe. The Tarkir story was fantastic. This story was fantastic. I just wish that they had held off on spoiling Tezzeret. I know that they needed to go into the perpetual hype and show, oh, here's our new Planeswalker, it's Tezzeret, he's back in this world. But it would have been nice if they saved that spoiler for the day that they released the story point of the Metal Man that Sammy and Tanook keep on talking about is actually Tezzeret. But as soon as in the story, right away in the first chapter, Sammy starts talking about the Metal Man, and since we all knew that Tezzeret was in the set, everybody was like, oh, it's just Tezzeret. There's no surprise there. It's just Tezzeret. This was one of the more interesting decisions that I think that they did with the set. Reintroducing sliver cards, which kind of makes me a little bit nervous for the next couple of sets. I'm not sure if they're planning on releasing more slivers. I mean, the next in-universe set isn't going to be until January of next year with Lorwyn. I'm not sure if they're planning on introducing slivers. I found it really creative in the story that they were saying that slivers didn't exist in the world of Edge of Eternities, that they're just more of like movie monsters. And I found it very creative the way that they were able to integrate these sort of like magic feels into this universe that seems to have no connection with the outside world, with the regular universe of Magic. The fact that these slivers are just kind of these movie monsters. The Kavu were brought back, but given more of a full... Oh, we got the lobster, y'all. This looks like so much fun. I love the fact that they actually made a lobster. Ooh! From a regular play booster, pull a full art Tezzeret. Full art foil Tezzeret. Oh, man. This is a gorgeous card. I'm not sure if they did anything different with the foiling, kind of like went less on it, have it more in terms of like just accent pieces of the card itself, but I feel like this is so much nicer than a lot of the foiling that they've done. I'm hoping that we're not going to get too much curling, but I'm not holding my breath for that one. So I'm very, very excited for pre-release on this. I did not do a pre-release for Final Fantasy. Again, like I mentioned when I was doing my video last time, I'm not that big into Final Fantasy. I've played a couple of the games, but I'm not a huge fan of it. It wasn't until after the set came out that I saw how much fun it was to draft that I did a couple of drafts of Final Fantasy. Had a great time with that. But with this, like I said, like it's magic again. This isn't somebody else's IP. This is Wizards of the Coast's baby. So I'm excited to be able to go and do a pre-release of this. And as fun as all the Final Fantasy drafts that I did were, I'm not sure if I'm very excited about going in to do drafts for Spider-Man and for Avatar. As much as I like both of those, I'm not that thrilled with what I've been seeing out of Spider-Man. The issue that I have with a lot of it is that this set, they went so low in terms of legendary creatures. They were able to just kind of create regular creatures and really make them interesting and flavorful. But for Spider-Man, it looks like we're going to get so many legendaries again, and I know it's going to be the same thing for Avatar. It's going to be an overload of legendary creatures again, and oh, we did good with this box. The Gaia's Cradle of the new Planet Lands. Fantastic. I've just the deck for that right there. I'm very excited about pulling that with the last play booster that we've got here. Though none of these specialty lands. As we go into our collector booster, I'd love to see an Ancient Tomb. I have a collection of every other Ancient Tombs printing. I'd love to be able to have at least one from this set. I would love to have a Strip Mine, an Eldrazi Temple. I love the fact that the price of Eldrazi Temples plummeted with this, so that's been really great. So either way, I have a not so nice little Eldrazi deck that I'm going to be putting that into. This looks like it's got a lot of fun additions for Standard, for Pioneer. It looks like there's going to be a lot of interesting things for every format. This isn't just a Commander set. There's a couple of cards that are definitely going to be much better in Commander than with others. There's that Galaxy foiling on that Forest. I love the star set kind of effect on that Galaxy foiling. It is fantastic. Walking Hissing Quagmire also with the Galaxy foiling. I didn't realize that you can get multiple Galaxy foils in a set. That's awesome. Again, these Galaxy foils just look amazing. You can't really see it that well in the camera, but just everything just shimmers and shines, and it's a beautiful card. And the Singularity Rupture to finish everything up. I'm incredibly happy. I mean, just with the Tezzeret and with the Gaia's Cradle land that just came out, the Planet Land, like, this is incredible. I can't believe I actually pulled this out of a regular play booster. But I'm super excited for this set now. I wasn't to begin with, but I'm really excited now. It feels like magic again. And I feel bad that, like, with the other two sets that are coming out for this year, I don't feel like I'm going to get this feeling again until we go back to Lorwyn. I'm hoping that I feel differently about those when they come a little bit closer, but we're just going to have to see. I mean, we're already seeing tons of things coming out for Spider-Man, and we'll see how they continue to be able to keep this hype going. I do hope that they slow down in the future, but it's not looking like that's going to happen anytime soon. But, you know, we'll see. So, stick with me. I'll definitely be doing another one of these when Spider-Man comes out. And I hope you'll come back again to watch that.